Welcome to my little kingdom. This is to keep the dogs out. Mind the mess is still a construction zone still. It's months and months in the process and fuckloads of money. So let's just start it off. It's above ground pond. It's basically a whole bio filter this is, and that's the pond. Basically wetland and pond thing. Learnt most of this stuff off of Ed the Pond Professor. Don't mind me, I got a cough. This is the filter, so I'll explain this one a bit. Got sailfin mollies or platies, I can't remember. Got don't know what that goldfish is, and then we've got a blackmore goldfish. I also have heaps of different platies in here. They're mainly the orange ones. I do have a white and black molly platy in here as well, which I've just got so I can start getting some more colours. I'm waiting to get some blue ones once I can find them and put in here as well, and then it'll be really colourful. I do have a crimson rainbow fish. Oh, there he is. Just can see him there. He's really beautiful, green, yellow and orange on him. I did have a girlfriend for him, but that was when that was like a holding tank when I was building this stuff, and she died. I did not look after that tank one bit. But Fryn, he's alive, he's gorgeous. I just need to find those rainbow fish again. I can't find them anywhere around my area. But yeah, Fryn, basically how this goes, got about that much void space at the bottom with those crates on top, with a hose run back there going straight down the bottom and running on an angle here. It's got holes facing this way and holes facing that way. And then basically from there you've got void space. There you've got large rocks about that big, and then you've got smaller ones, and then you've got a mix of large ones and smaller and different types of rocks, like lava rocks and things like that. There is a like a mesh bag in there with carbon or some crap like that, I forgot. There's a few other things. I've also got plants. So these plants here I've grabbed from the creek down the road from mine. This I just bought the other day from Bunnings. I've always wanted one of these plants before, but I finally got it, and I'm testing this out. I know these ones like to be submerged with a fair bit hanging out. This one, I'm pretty sure the stem has to be out and the roots in the water will be fine. Also got this like weed plant, it's an oxygenator. That come from the creek down the road. The same with this one. Don't know what that is. I just grabbed that out of that tank and put it in here because that doesn't need any plants in there anymore. Oh, I didn't even know there were snail eggs there. Oops. Alright. I didn't even know of that batch. More you look, the more you find out. Yeah, also got this, which I bought from the pet shop the other day, and this little plant here. They're supposed to like grow everywhere. I think they like being up high, so I'm going to get them to grow in these pots and that first, and then I might throw some down there and see how well it does. I know this stuff doesn't matter. Every time this grows and gets roots there, I cut it about there, and then it just keeps spreading. Got my strawberries. The main reason why I built this is because I wanted a whole aquaponics thing to grow strawberries and grow my fish. So I've got these strawberries growing here right now, just learning how they work. What's the best way to do them. I've got this, which come from the rainforest. You're not supposed to take plants from the rainforest, but I only grabbed like 6 of them, only one lived. This is like a smaller one of these, I'm pretty sure. These, there's not a really good branch or anything there to show you with them. Basically it just keeps growing like that. And I did have it growing really nice, and it was growing submerged, and then it just started dying off. So I've ripped it into a couple light bits, and it should just start taking off from here. I was hoping these would live. They died while being submerged in that tank for too long because my brother didn't have his canister filter working. Needed something to somewhat filter. I've got a little shrub here. it plans to grow up and I can shape it how I want. That I'm going to keep relatively small, no higher than probably like that much, because maybe in the future my plan is to put a bird cage over this, and then I can get some little finches and maybe some doves. I just don't want anything that's making noise, and I don't want something that's going to wreck this. Yeah, I do want some little birds though. In here I have silver perch. I believe there's about 5 or 6 of them left out of like 25 that I got. I had them in this when there was no filter or anything, and some plants and stuff like that, and I was doing it rough, and the fittest survived, basically. That's what I wanted. There's 4 Australian bass in here, and then there's heaps of gudgeons, and maybe some unknown fish in there as well, because I went down to the creek down there when it flooded over the road, and I was just scooping them up by the thousands off the freaking footpath. It's starting to rain now. Move this chair. Come on. Let's actually fold this chair up. Come on. There we go. And then it won't get so wet and I can use it. Think smarter, not harder. So yeah, that's that. That there goes up. Every few days I go along the bottom and just stir it up, because the fish aren't big enough to stir it up. So yeah, another thing that's in here, I've got a gold spot pleco and a fine line pleco in here. So, yeah, they're going to grow up. Once they get bigger, I'm going to separate them, put one into this tank to help my brother keep that clean. Got my heater on there, keeps it at 35. It hasn't really heated it up because we've had a few days of rain and stuff. But what's the pond at now? Let's just have a look. I reckon it's about 25. Yeah, it's about 25 degrees Celsius. Australian, mate. Alright. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, 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 motherfucker. So, here's my little deck that I built to just have like nice table and chairs so I can sit down here, have a smoke of coffee and that in the morning. But here's our little cabinet. It's got our chemicals and stuff like that. Got heaps of different types of foods like brine shrimp and all that crap like that. And then we got cichlid food and all that. We just feed them a mad mix of everything. Got a few different types of chemicals like algae stuff, tap water conditioner, aquarium salts, and like algae stuff, and some Medimax, which is good. And that also has the 4 divider in there, which is powering my heater and powering the canister filter, and I think this heater as well. So yeah, it's doing good. It hasn't tripped or anything. It's pretty good when it rains. It doesn't, nothing in there really gets wet. Got these which we'll be using real soon. I'm going to probably use that as a crawfish breeder thing, so that way I can have some food for these guys when they get a bit bigger. That there's going to be a medi tank for whenever a fish gets injured, because they're American cichlids. They're going to fight, they're going to get hurt, and when they get bigger and that, like when I put a fishing hook in there and fish them out and might get hurt, well then they go there. That is the point of this. The point of this is to grow fish big enough to catch and release it in there. I don't really want to eat them, and I don't think it'll be safe to eat them, because like chemicals and all that. My intention was to never use chemicals, but to start this thing off I had to. In here, I don't know what that orange one is called. I forgot. Got a Jack Dempsey in the back there. Don't know what that big boy is. I caught him down the river and he was like the size of my pinky or smaller when I put him in there about 2 months ago. The perch have been in there for about 3 or 4 months and they're that size. He grew bigger than them like in no time. So I had to take him out and put him in there because I think he was eating all the food on them. And he's pretty aggressive. He can hold himself against the baby albino Oscar here, and that's a firemouth cichlid. That firemouth cichlid will eventually go in there once they're bigger though. So yeah, that's that. My brother wants to get a few more cichlids in there before we take that divider out. And yeah, friggin', that will be that. And then I'll get my firemouth in here. I eventually want to get a couple other cichlids that can withstand the bass and all that when they're bigger. And once the bass and perch grow like about a foot, that's when I'm going to have to probably make this tad wider. That filter can stay the size it is. It can do a pond the size of my garage, literally. So I can make this only about a foot bigger, and then make this about 2, maybe 3 foot longer, and then it'll be sweet. The intention of this was to grow food, have fish, and fish for fish, and to be able to sit in here and just have fish swimming around me. And I do that every now and then. Don't do it too much because like your body leaches toxins and all that sort of stuff, and I don't want to do it too much because God knows, alright, you don't want to do too stupid of shit. But yeah, once it gets bigger, that's when I'll probably get like a couple, maybe Murray cod. I'll get a couple barramundi for in here. Soon I might get some archer fish because I found someone that's got fully freshwater acclimated archer fish that were grown up in the fresh water and all that apparently. So I can get them for this. And yeah, never going to get a turtle, they're stinky. Maybe in the future I'll get like a shark and a stingray, freshwater ones, like once it's like bigger, because don't want it too small of an enclosure. But yeah, so far this has cost me almost around about $2,000. This whole thing has cost me about $4,000. So yeah, joy fun. I love it. It's fun, and I'm going to finish this off very soon, hopefully. All I gotta do is spend a couple hundred, put wood on the outside and on top of this stuff, and then coat it with that weather stuff like I've done when I built the thing on the inside and outside of this. And then I've got to re-brace this because when I built this, some of the wood popped out. Friggin' didn't put enough screws in, so I've got to re-brace that up before I close it off, and then this whole thing will be done. So I hope that was everything, and I should see you in a few weeks or something probably for the next update on this.